The story of Venezuela and the United States is far more complex than oil, sanctions, or political rivalry, though. Each of these has shaped decades of tension. At the heart of the conflict lies a struggle for influence in the Western Hemisphere, a battle over resources, and a test of how far great powers are willing to go to protect their interests. As Venezuela continues to grapple with economic collapse and political turmoil, the question remains: what exactly is driving U.S. actions against the country? The answer stretches from Washington boardrooms to the streets of Caracas. For years, the United States viewed Venezuela as a key energy partner. But with the rise of Hugo Chavez in the early 2000s, whose socialist revolution challenged U.S. foreign policy, the relationship shifted dramatically. Chavez nationalized major industries, strengthened ties with Russia, China, and Iran, and openly criticized Washington. This ideological clash sparked a new era of mistrust. After Chavez, Nicolas Maduro continued this hardline stance, and U.S. officials saw Caracas as moving deeper into authoritarianism. Washington responded with waves of sanctions, targeting top Venezuelan officials and their ability to sell oil internationally. Critics argued that these measures intensified Venezuela's already severe economic crisis. While U.S. leaders claim the sanctions are aimed at restoring democracy, beneath their political rhetoric lies the immense value of Venezuelan oil, the largest proven reserves in the world. The United States may no longer rely on Venezuelan crude as it once did, but the strategic importance of controlling or influencing the world's major energy hubs remains. Some analysts believe Washington is trying to limit the foothold of other global powers, like China and Russia, who have invested billions into Venezuela's oil and infrastructure, allowing Moscow and Beijing to solidify a long-term presence in America's backyard, is something U.S. policymakers are eager to prevent. Geopolitics, therefore, plays as big a role as ideology. Yet oil and influence tell only part of the story. Millions of Venezuelans have fled the country in recent years, creating one of the largest migration crises in the world. This massive displacement has affected neighboring countries and even impacted U.S. domestic politics, especially as migrants arrive at the U.S. southern border. American lawmakers argue that instability in Venezuela is no longer just a foreign issue. It's a domestic one. This has fueled bipartisan pressure in Washington to take a tougher stance, applying leverage on the Maduro government to agree to fair elections and release political prisoners. Still, critics say these actions are less about human rights and more about maintaining U.S. dominance in Latin America. Recent diplomatic shifts revealed the complexity of the situation. While the United States has imposed harsh sanctions for years, it has also opened the door to negotiation, easing some restrictions in exchange for electoral promises from Maduro's government. But the relationship remains fragile. Each move, whether a sanction, a negotiation, or a political statement, signals an ongoing power game. Venezuela wants sovereignty and survival. Washington wants stability, influence, and control over regional outcomes. Both hope to shape the future of Latin America, but neither is willing to step back. In the end, what's driving U.S. actions against Venezuela is a blend of ideology, geopolitics, economics, and regional strategy. The United States aims to contain rivals, shape the hemisphere, and pressure a government it views as authoritarian. Venezuela, meanwhile, fights to maintain its political system and resists external interference. Between these two forces, ordinary Venezuelans are left struggling in a crisis that shows no sign of disappearing soon. As negotiations continue and global powers circle the region, the world watches, asking whether this conflict will move toward resolution or sink deeper into confrontation. The answer may define the future of the Americas.